Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Felicia Scorpio is one of General Hospital's most beloved legacy characters, and while she may not have as much to do in recent years, once upon a time, Felicia had plenty of romances and adventures. The character has been played since her 1984 debut by Christina Wagner, although Another World alum Sandra Ferguson briefly stepped in for a dozen episodes in 2005. Felicia arrived in Port Charles in 1984 dressed as a boy and searching for an Aztec heirloom which had been turned into a ring worn by Frisco Jones. Naturally, the two fell in love, but being engaged to the villainous Peter Harrell, Felicia had to put him off for a while. After an adventure in Mexico with Robert Scorpio and Holly Sutton, Felicia then got mixed up in another drama in the Asian quarter of Port Charles with Robin and Anna. After that, Frisco and Felicia finally got their relationship moving and moved in together. Frisco and Felicia tied the knot in 1986, but just 2 years later, she believed he'd been killed working undercover for the WSB. Thankfully, Frisco was alive, but he returned just in time to see Felicia marrying Lucy Coe's cousin, Colton Shore, who had been involved in his death. She was torn between the two men until she suffered amnesia for a time, then realized that Frisco was her one true love. They were remarried in 1990 and honeymooned in Europe, where she was kidnapped by Cesar Faison. After learning she was pregnant, Felicia ran away to her grandmother's in Texas, fearing for the safety of her child, but ultimately returned to Port Charles, where they welcomed their daughter, Maxie. Still worried about Frisco's dangerous line of work, Felicia eventually split up with him and got involved with Dr. Ryan Chamberlain, who turned out to be a psychopath. Although she was acting in self-defense, Felicia was arrested for trying to kill him and Ryan had her locked up in an institution. Meg Scorpio helped her escape, and when they went on the run, the two fell in love. They tried to get married, but Ryan crashed the ceremony with a bomb. Their second trip down the aisle was ruined when Maxie came down with Kawasaki syndrome. Mac tracked down Frisco and brought him back to Port Charles to help Maxie, which unfortunately led to a Felicia/Frisco reunion and she got pregnant again. But Frisco left town once more and was not there for the birth of their second child, Georgie. After that, Felicia got involved with Dr. Tom Hardy, but their relationship couldn't survive the strain of her being pursued by a stalker who was revealed to be Kevin Collins, suffering from a nervous breakdown. After Tom moved away, Felicia got back together with Meg, and they were finally married in 1998. Unfortunately, Mac got jealous of Luke Spencer, who Felicia had been traveling with while writing Lila Quartermain's memoirs. After her divorce, Felicia did have a romantic relationship with Luke, but it didn't last long. After Mac was injured in a fire in 2004, Felicia returned to Port Charles to put her family back together, moving in with Mac, Maxie, and Georgie. In 2007, Felicia was devastated by the murder of her daughter, Georgie, and after the killer was caught, moved back to Texas. In 2012, she returned to Port Charles when Maxie went on trial for Lisa's murder. She was innocent, though. Felicia reunited with Mac and rekindled their relationship. The following year, Frisco made a surprise return and tried to propose, but Felicia turned him down flat. Instead, Felicia proposed to Mac, and they were married again in 2013. The Aztec jewels popped up again when Leva Dunkelman kidnapped Maxie to force Felicia to hand over the precious gems. Levi was later revealed to be Peter Harrell Jr., the son of Felicia's fiancé. Felicia ran for mayor of Port Charles but lost to Janice Lomax after the election was tampered with. And once Lomax was unseated, it was Laura and Ned who vied to take her place, leaving Felicia out in the cold. Felicia is usually just a sounding board for her friend Anna or her daughter Maxie, but she's capable of so much more, and she proved that when Ryan turned out to be very much alive and out for revenge. Working together with Ava Jerome and Laura Collins, Felicia's previous experience with the serial killer helped bring him to justice once more. Felicia joined her friends in Ireland for a special memorial service for Sean Donnelly, and she also used the opportunity to repair her friendship with Anna. She also supported Maxie as she dealt with Peter August and getting their missing daughter back, and was relieved when Max survived after being shot during Peter's prison break. After taking Louise in, Felicia returned the baby to Brooke, Lynn, and Chase as she was happier with them. With Maxie in Peter's clutches, Felicia went to Switzerland to help rescue her daughter. During the struggle, Felicia struck a fatal blow with a tire iron, and Anna let Peter die. Felicia next joined Anna on a trip to Austria to investigate the cable car crash that had killed Luke, and they found proof that he had been murdered. After she and Mac got their wires crossed about each thinking the other wanted to have another child, the pair were stunned to wonder if newcomer Cody Bell was Mac's son. However, after a DNA test was run, Cody said they weren't a match. Felicia also helped Robert stage an explosion so that Holly could fake injuries and sneak back out of town undetected by Victor Cassadine. Robert, Laura, and Felicia then discovered a coded message in one of the Ice Princess diamonds in the necklace Holly had been hiding. When everyone believed Lucy, Anna, and Valentin were dead, Felicia was actually helping them hide out from Victor. When Ryan escaped from Ferncliff, he held Felicia and Ava hostage at Windermere, and Mac ended the psycho's reign of terror by shooting him dead. Felicia joined forces with Holly again to help find out what Victor was up to in Venezuela, and discovered he was auctioning off Ethan Lovett to the highest bidder. Tracy Quartermain jumped in to try and save the day, and they all managed to escape the Cassadines' clutches. After Victor was finally stopped, permanently, Felicia was recruited by Lucy to help find out what Martin Gray was hiding from her. The women went to Pine Valley to investigate the law office of Jackson Montgomery, and Felicia found evidence that Martin was receiving hefty alimony checks from his ex-wife. Feeling adrift, Felicia decided to try and do some good in Port Charles and spoke with Stella Henry about becoming a patient advocate at the hospital. With Stella's help, she started her new job, although her first day didn't go very well. Thankfully, Stella helped correct the mistakes she'd made, and Felicia eventually got in the swing of things. She also helped move Anna into Maxie's old apartment and felt terrible when the spy ended up accidentally shooting Charlotte after she broke in. Felicia supported Anna as she struggled to cope with her guilt, and also offered Maxie money to help get her out of debt. When Maxie refused, Felicia secretly plotted with Spinelli to have him move in temporarily and help with the rent. While Mac was away, Felicia became suspicious of Cody's claim he and Mac weren't related and secretly stole some of his hair during an appearance on Home and Heart, so Robert could help her run a private DNA test, but it ended up backing up Cody's claim. As 2024 began, Felicia joined the rest of Port Charles in mourning Bobby's passing. When a reporter mentioned Bobby had used her time in Amsterdam to help women escape human trafficking, Felicia joined Carly in completing her last mission and ensuring the safety of one last woman. Afterward, Felicia was overcome to realize that the reporter was actually BJ as an angel. When Maxie found out about the rent scheme, she kicked out Spinelli but quickly forgave her mother. Felicia urged her to follow her heart and not give up on Spinelli again. Felicia was thrilled when Matt came home in June, but the Scorpio family blew up on the 4th of July when Cody confessed he was actually Mac's son. Felicia was stunned, and they realized Cody had tampered with the second DNA test. Later, Sasha confessed to Felicia she'd interfered to help Cody out. Felicia urged Cody not to give up on Mac and let him come around in his own time, which he eventually did. Things got extra complicated when Holly revealed that she was Sasha's mother, and Felicia urged her to tell Robert he was her dad. And after Holly and Robert left town together, Felicia and Mac welcomed Sasha into the Scorpio family. Felicia was there to support Sasha as 2025 started off with the young woman discovering she was pregnant from a one-night stand and wouldn't say who the father was. When Emma came home from school after being expelled, Felicia joined Anna in keeping an eye on her. When Cody started blabbing that Jason was the father of Sasha's baby, Felicia attempted to make peace between them, but failed. After Carly's relationship with Jack Brennan led to her nearly being poisoned to death, Felicia urged her to break up with the guy, but she refused. Stay tuned to GH to see what happens next.